Hey everyone, welcome back to Trunk Talk. My name is Charlotte.
And I'm Gabby.
And this is the automotive podcast where we get to tackle anything and everything we want in the automotive industry, and we do it in the back of a trunk.
But we do it in the back of a trunk.
Amen. And what are we sitting in today?
We're sitting in a nice one. It's got a power lift gate, not overly complicated, but a little bit convenient.
Ooh, I like that.
Some would even say it's a must-have. But the topic of today's video, it's about, are cars too dang complicated? Like, is this just at a point where it's kind of inconvenient and also really expensive?
Yeah.
And the answer is yeah.
Are there features that we just don't need? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably are. So today, that is what we are talking about. We're also going to talk about do a little bit of a quick fire on features that we think that we need, and we're super curious to see what you guys have to say.
Yes.
So stick around because that's what we're diving into, and already be thinking about some of your must-have features and some of the ones where you're like, yeah, we don't need that in a car.
Yep. Now, I do want to give a disclaimer right at the very beginning. Obviously, some of the features we're going to talk about are exclusive to very, 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 very high-end car makes. When I'm talking about a Starlight headliner and a champagne chiller and perhaps even a fancy umbrella holder built into your door pocket. Yeah, that's not going to be on a Kia vehicle.
And for the money you're paying for those vehicles, absolutely, you should be getting the champagne chiller.
Absolutely. And you know what? You're not even driving, so you have the time to figure it out. It's not going to take away from the drive of the car. So that is not what we're talking about as far as complication goes, because for those rich people, man, they can afford to have life be a little bit complicated,
Good for you.
Not us, though. So let's get into some of the common ones we see here in the Kia Hyundai side of things, and then we'll talk about some more broad, general things that it's working its way into more and more cars as of our modern times now.
Yeah, for sure.
So the biggest thing I think of, and I know this was very much a COVID time feature.
Oh,
you already know what I'm going to say.
I do know. The second you said COVID, I was like, haha.
Yep.
Ha. Okay.
So it started on the Santa Fe redesign, which came out for the 2024 model year, and it is a UV sanitization tray.
Do we really need that, guys?
I don't know if that's necessary on a vehicle. I don't know. I really don't know.
Especially because nowadays, if it's really necessary for you, you can get a little USB plug-in one.
Absolutely.
That they make.
I just don't know, how much does that cost to produce and make, and how much is that adding on to the price of the vehicle?
It's not going to be a make or break feature for me.
And
like,
also,
if I'm like, oh my goodness,
yeah,
I have to have that, I looks like I have to get the ultimate calligraphy.
Yes, you know what I mean? I'm not getting the Santa Fe over something else because it has the UV sanitization tray.
No.
I'm getting it because of other things. But that is probably one of a time-influenced trend for the vehicle.
Yeah, and let's be real, is convenience features, they are all essentially time influenced.
Yes.
But sometimes, how do you know when a manufacturer has gone too far? So let's say every so often we'll still get customers who come in and they're like, well, does this car have a CD player? We're at the point. I know. Sometimes we get a cassette player.
Yep.
They definitely don't. And a lot of people are like, oh, this is still a relevant technology. Well, it's been moving its way out, and it's been moving its way out for many, many years now.
Yeah.
What was the last vehicle we had that had a CD player?
From factory, I feel like it was probably the Kia Sorento.
Yeah.
It's the Sorento or Sedona.
What year, though?
Oh, that would have been until 2019 year.
Yeah.
It was the gen that my mom had. Maybe the 2019s did away with it, because I know they got a slight enhancement to the headlamps and some tech. But her generation Sorento still had a CD player.
So that's between 6, 7, depending on when the manufacturer put it out. Yeah, 6. I don't even know what that means anymore. It's what all the kids are saying nowadays, and I'm just an old mom. It's fine. Anyways, that aside, but that is some technology that obviously we're seeing come out, and with that we've gotten the emergence of wireless CarPlay, Bluetooth even, which did coexist with a CD player. And Gabby's very passionate about wireless CarPlay or Android Auto.
I'm so glad you brought this up, Charlotte, because let me tell you, my current vehicle has nothing, and I mean literally nothing. I'm glad we have ABS, but other than that, nothing. But the vehicle I had before, it was a 2022 Kia Forte, and it was the model variant that had the larger screen that had navigation, aka a more expensive trim level. Now, with the more expensive trim levels in the Kia Hyundai lineup, whether it be a Palisade, Telluride, Forte, whatever, they didn't have wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. It was only wired. And it was a whole shebang. I can't get into the nitty-gritty details why we couldn't have it, but basically we couldn't have it. It had to be plugged in. And everyone lost their minds about this. They were like, I have a wireless phone charger in my car, but I can't have wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay? Hold on there. I promise you it's going to be okay. When you use wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, your phone gets pretty hot.
Yeah.
When you use a wireless phone charger, your phone also gets pretty hot. Those two pretty hots going together, what you're gonna get is a car.
Two girls doing this podcast.
Yeah, it's literally. It's
That was a joke.
garbage, bad. It's gonna overheat your phone. Your phone's not going to charge. It's literally just gonna get warmer and warmer until eventually you'll get a warning message saying it's too hot. Let it cool down, and your CarPlay is gonna be slower. So why not just plug the thing in, get a faster charge, have something to tether your phone. If you make a sharp turn and it flies to the passenger side, you can pull it back out, go phone fishing. And, you know, as long as you're not using a crappy old cord, the connection's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine. Anyway, that's enough.
Anyways.
Podcast over.
So that was Gabby's soapbox. On the other hand, I personally am a huge fan of wireless CarPlay. However, I will give you this, is I don't necessarily think, I think it's redundant to have either a wireless phone charger, but you have wired connectivity.
Yeah.
Or, like, I think that that's redundant because if you're plugging it in, it's getting charged anyways. So it's like, nah, you don't really need
What
it.
if you have a friend with a different
There's
phone? With
already
a
so many other
cable?
USB-Cs in.
Yeah, but what if they didn't bring a cable?
All right, then you got your wireless phone charger. There you go.
There you go.
With
And
now
you-
enhanced cooling.
There you go, yes. So that isn't a big thing. I did kind of talk some negative slack about the wireless
And
phone
it's
charger.
been fixed.
Yeah, it's been fixed. New software patch
Yeah.
for that.
But speaking of software, though,
Ooh.
like, let's talk about cars nowadays.
Yes.
As this whole podcast is about.
That's also what we do for work. We talk about cars in today's.
You wouldn't know it by listening to this podcast.
We
but-
do know what we're talking about.
So cars are like, they're crazy nowadays. They're basically a rolling computer. Everything is computerized.
Yes.
I think I saw a stat that it was like there's, you know, over a million lines of code processed. I know why you're laughing. Okay. Anyways, really, really fast. And it's crazy that like cars are so computerized nowadays, and because of that, there can be other areas that can kind of go wrong. You know, say if you're having an issue with your car, it's not necessarily something that can always be fixed with a wrench, or that you can even visually see. It's sometimes something that's going to require either a software update and someone who's more specialized to do it, more specialized diagnostic aids as well. So they have become more complicated, and so because of that, you have less means to kind of do it yourself if you are trying to troubleshoot a problem. Not that I'm like, you know, saying do the backyard garage whole thing, because we are a dealership, of course, but you know what I mean, right?
Not gonna lie, I did blink out. But
I love that.
From what I heard is that modern cars, lots of computers, and fixing them just ain't easy as it used to be.
Yeah, it gets harder to do things yourself, right?
Yeah.
If that's your cup of tea.
That's why a 1991 Pontiac Firefly.
Gabby's selling a car right now. If you want to buy it, check out our Instagram.
Real cheap. I'll give you a follower discount.
$20.
Podcast listener discount.
Yeah.
Full
That's
tank of
how we know
gas.
you're a real one if you're listening to this podcast.
Yup. Hit me up. One thing I wanted to point out,
Yeah.
technology-wise.
Cool.
This is by far the worst thing I've ever seen happen in the car world. Touchscreens.
Oh, yes.
Well, hear me out, though. I love a touchscreen. I love Apple CarPlay. I love, you know, changing my little settings, deleting Bluetooth devices. I live for that.
Previous owners.
One thing I absolutely hate, is screens, just like on a cell phone, after a few years, they are going to slow down. They're going to get less sensitive. I know of a certain manufacturer that goes about changing its gear or transmission from the screen. That means when you put your car into drive, you do it by swiping on the screen. I hate that.
It's not my cup of tea.
That
It's
is
not my cup of
so complicated and also so problematic.
My problem with touchscreens is, especially with things like literally changing the gear, is that if I have to dig through multiple menus to find it, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to leave her and drive the whole.
There you go. Yeah, I'm just I know it's rolling. Just I'll hop into
just
it.
put a block. It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
okay. It's
as long as we're not going downhill. But if I have to like dig through multiple different menus just to change like the smallest or simplest things, or to access my mileage, no, it's a no for me.
My first Tesla I sold was a 2015 or a 2016 Model S.
Yeah.
And at that point, I sold the car in 2020. So the car was already a few years old and it was slowing down. It was a higher mileage vehicle. I think it was over 100,000 kilometers. So for a 4 or 5 year old car, I mean, higher-ish mileage. Anyway, I went to go get the odometer reading for the customer because when we do our bill of sale, we got to give the accurate odometer. We got to fill out all the details. It took me so long to find the odometer. I could not. I tried searching online too. I couldn't find helpful data.
Yeah.
People were telling me how to do it on the Model 3 or with this version software. Oh my gosh. It was hidden in multiple different menus and it was just a nightmare. Mind you, I think Tesla, this whole video could be about Tesla.
Yeah.
But just making minor changes, like again,
No,
through
again, yeah.
mirrors.
Like that was 5 years ago. I'm sure that there's been multiple software updates that have come out and improvements, but stuff like that just kind of takes away from the experience, makes it just so much harder.
Yeah.
One thing I will say I'm absolutely loving is we still have big touch screens and the cars that Gabby and I deal with every single day, but we're seeing the resurgence of buttons and dials, which is great. I love having a little bit of feedback, even if it's haptic from a screen, like just kind of solidifying that I did actually do something.
That little vibration on your fingertip or a sound. Yes.
I like that. I like that they're labeled, they do what they say, and again, that means I don't have to go through a screen. A lot of stuff can be done through voice assistant, but sometimes it can still take a while where it's easier just to be like, okay, volume up. Yep. Like I can do that way faster than being like, hey Siri, turn volume up.
It's also safer when you're driving because yeah, I can't. That's a forbidden word.
I know.
Here. It's safer while you're driving. Let's be honest. A lot of it's muscle memory. So after you had your car for a while, I'm not talking the first week of ownership, but after months or years, you know where your volume knob is. You know where your heated seat button is. You can still pay attention to the road, keep your eyes up on the road, and with your other hand, go and turn off or turn on whatever function it is you're looking for. You don't have to flip through different menus to find it. Divert your attention elsewhere, right? So it's safer at the end of the day.
Now, okay, here's a random one, and we were kind of talking about a little bit about it earlier.
Okay.
But what do you think about systems that people could argue take away from like the responsiveness of the vehicle or the control of you being the driver? Like we were talking about auto rev matching.
Okay, yeah. So things like auto rev matches. Whoa, that was really hard. Things. Just like shifting, apparently, downshifting. Things like auto rev matching, I think they're brought in as a convenience function. On a super raw sports car that you're only taking out for spirited drives on the weekend, yeah, maybe it's not exactly necessary. But if you have a manual vehicle that you're daily driving in stop and go traffic, something like auto rev matching is actually going to be quite nice. You know what I mean? And you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm not a real driver for turning on my auto rev matching. No, sometimes you want a little bit of comfort, some convenience in your life. I'll allow it.
And a lot of the vehicles that have it, like it's not just something that's permanently enabled. Like you can turn it on or off, like M2, Integra Type S, like GR86. Like you can turn it on and off in all those vehicles too to make it more comfortable or more raw.
Yeah.
If that's what you're looking for. But I kind of get what people are saying that, they can say that it.
You're not a real manual driver if you use auto rev match. Okay. God forbid I don't have strange
and maybe you're just not a real driver if you use power steering.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have ABS.
Oh,
maybe no airbags.
No,
I'm joking. Auto rev matching is not as important as airbags.
Yeah.
If you take anything from this video,
technology that we want: ABS, airbags, power steering. That's all I need.
There's a few other things. A lot of them are largely gimmicks. Now, here's something I want to talk about.
Okay.
And again, if you are spending the money, if you got this kind of dough, I'm so happy for you. Could not be me though. Relaxation massaging seats for the second row. Relaxation massaging seats for the passengers.
Relaxation.
No.
Relaxation? Massage.
Period.
I said what I said. Massaging, yes. Relaxation, no.
Yes, I can get behind a massaging seat too. I actually just was speaking to Tim about this. Yeah. He said, when would you ever use a massaging seat in a car? I said, Tim, when we had that used Cadillac Escalade, yeah, I was sitting in that seat. I was getting massaged by the seat.
Listen, I have been 9 months pregnant twice now. And both times, whenever we got a vehicle that had a massaging seat in it, you better believe I was sitting in that car. I had that on. I had the heated seat on. And I was working. I love working now.
You know what? For that, massaging seats, I think they are worth it.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was super comfortable.
If you're looking at a vehicle that has massaging seats as an option and it's something, you're willing to swing the extra money for, I do not think that's a gimmick. I think it's
comfortable.
It quite literally massages you.
And it enhances the experience. Like
absolutely.
Long haul driving, yes, absolutely. Relaxation seat on the other hand. So
listen.
Here's the thing is Our vehicles, they have a specific button that brings you into the full relaxation setting. I know I look really relaxed.
Yeah, I
right
wish
now.
you could see her.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, I'm so sorry. But all of those components, you know, the lumbar, the backrest, the footrest, they can all be controlled independently. So why do I need a whole button just to fully lower it when I could just put it to my exact comfort specifications? And then these, yes.
I know.
Yes.
Because then
Speak
you
to the
have
class.
to move so many different buttons. Like,
No.
you know why?
You said it once because every one of our cars, I will say at least, because I can't speak for every manufacturer, that has memory seats. So here's what you do, babe. You set your driving setting to 1, you set your comfort seat to 2, you're saying Charlotte. But then what about the other drivers in my house? Don't worry. You just set them up with your driver profiles. We've done a video on it. Everyone can have a driving and a comfortable seat. Up to 6 user profiles and seating profiles saved in your Kia or Hyundai vehicle.
And then the second question is, well, there's no memory seats for the second row passengers. Who cares about them? You know, they're not driving. They have time to press multiple different buttons. They have time to move the bottom of the seat and the backrest of their seat. They do not need one button that does it all for them.
Gabby really said if she's an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Wants to.
If it's that big of a deal, why don't they get up and drive? That's it. That's all I had to say.
Perfect. Yeah, great. Thank you.
And that's the end of this video. I'm kidding.
Okay, so do you want to do quick fire on features we want or features we don't?
Yeah, some of these sucked
I love that.
because I wrote them down. And some of them we already spoke about. So Charlotte, I want you to tell me if this is an absolute must-have or if this is, why is this here? Why
Okay.
is this an option? Relaxation seats.
No.
Did
I
you
don't
listen
need it.
to the last 5 minutes?
I do not need it.
UV sanitizer tray.
I do not need it.
Cameras. Like, I'm talking not just backup, but cameras for our digital rear view, cameras for our side view, cameras for the front, cameras for the rear, cameras for the back wheels, cameras for the front wheels, approach cameras, departure cameras.
Cameras for your passengers.
Yeah. Let's throw that in there too.
I think that they're super helpful. But I do not need them. That's what mirrors are for. But I do like them
I am gonna say
for
something.
the safety.
Car guys, car people, good drivers. I've seen them try and park a car without backup camera or a full 360 camera. It's funny. It's really funny. Anyway, next, absolute must, wireless CarPlay.
Okay, so we all know that I do love wireless CarPlay, but circle back to whatever area when I talked about it, where I can see a little bit of the redundancy, but personally for me, I do love wireless CarPlay.
Would you ever not buy a car because it didn't have wireless CarPlay specifically? It had to be wired.
Oh, my husband's car doesn't have CarPlay,
But
period.
that has no CarPlay.
Yeah, period.
A modern car. So let's say the Kia Sorento. You know you like the Sorento, but there's no wireless CarPlay. But the Santa Fe has it. Would you go to the Santa Fe instead?
If it had CarPlay, period, yes. I don't think I would get a car that doesn't have CarPlay anymore. I think that is too convenient. In the world where our phones are so convenient, why don't we put the brunt of the technological advances on the phone manufacturers instead of the car? That way we can get more affordable vehicles and just have the more integration with our phones, which we're already so comfortable with.
And you know what? I know for me, Apple CarPlay is just so much more easy and so much more convenient than a vehicle's regular interface.
Well, because you'd stare at it and
it looks like your phone.
Yeah.
And you're used to your phone. But even when we have older customers or customers who may not necessarily be that tech savvy, as soon as I set up the Android Auto or the Apple CarPlay for them, it's like they know what's going on.
Yeah.
Now they get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so convenient, whether it's wireless or not. Again, totally. Yes. I'm good with either.
Yeah.
But I prefer wired. Anyway. Touchscreen gear shifts.
No. Hard pass.
Touchscreen climate controls.
No.
Buttons. Umbrella door pocket.
Yes, must have. Will not buy a car without it.
Built-in champagne chillers.
I am a girl who enjoys a crispy Coke Zero. However, no,
No.
not a necessity.
Built-in iPads or tablets for media for your rear passengers.
No, that screams theft to me.
Yeah. I think it makes way more sense to just get some sort of harness and attach an iPad into there. That way they
way
can
more
bring it inside.
multi-purpose, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Pop-out cup holders.
Like pop out like in Porsche 911 or pop out as in like I can take them out and clean them?
Any of them.
Okay, pop out Porsche 911, no. Those are terrible.
Sorry. Pop out for the 911, but also pop out for Kia and Hyundai. You know how we have
Oh,
those?
the adjustable?
Yes.
I do like the adjustable, yes.
So I like them when the car's new, but I can see in the future
The
with
tracks.
drink spilling and everything getting sticky that they may not move as nicely.
I'm an adult, so that doesn't happen to me.
Girl,
No,
I've
just
been
kidding.
in your car. You cannot say that.
It's so bad because I drive with an open mug too. Yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte, she's the type to leave again with a mug from her house or a cup
It's
from
a
her house.
straight up open mug.
No
yeah.
travel mug.
No.
No bottle.
I like drinking out of mugs.
Seriously.
Anyways.
Ambient lighting. Tim was actually the one that suggested this.
I don't need it, no.
But
I don't
it's
even really
fine.
adjust it.
No?
No. Well, my car now doesn't have it. My car before didn't have it, but.
Yeah, I've never had it.
Sometimes
Sometimes I change the brightness on my gauge cluster just to feel something.
you put it in sport mode for the red.
Oh, baby, we don't have sport mode either.
Yeah.
EV fake noise. And I'm not talking about the slow parking noise.
Yeah, you
That-
have to have that.
Yeah, that's
It's
for
legal.
pedestrian safety. Talking about the fake noise
The
when you're
gear
actively
shifts.
driving.
No. No.
So I will say, I think the
It's
artificial,
fun.
yeah, the artificial gear shifts, both for the movement with the region braking, but also the sound, just the overall ambience. I like it on vehicles like the Ioniq 5N
Yes.
and the new EV9 GT. It's actually quite good. What I don't like is the option for that space theme, or there's like a classical theme where it's just noise. It's not simulating anything really. It's just backup noise to kind of lessen.
like fill the space, kind of.
Yeah, which
Fill the void.
have you guys listened to the radio before, or
Yeah.
podcast, or audiobook? Literally anything else sounds better than that, in my opinion. Even Sounds of Nature. Sounds of Nature is built into the car. It's free. Just play the, the fireplace.
Isn't Sounds of
sound.
Nature on this list? of
Yes,
things?
that's actually what's next. Sounds of Nature. It's like a white noise machine built into your
No.
car. I kind of like it.
I don't think I've ever used it aside from when it defaults.
I also don't use it, but I kind of like it.
You just roll down your window and it's Sound of Nature. You ain't got nothing in that car.
You know what would make my drive to work even better? The sound of rain.
Just go outside when
It's raining. Anyway, I think that's probably it for that was the end of my list.
Yeah,
Oh,
good job.
but you didn't tell me. EV fake noise?
No, UV fake noise.
Sounds of Nature?
No Sounds of Nature. Theft Protect, Spirit of Ecstasy.
Oh, yeah. So if you guys are unfamiliar with a little something called the Rolls Royce, I actually am the owner of one.
Two.
And you can't steal the little guy on the front, the Spirit of Ecstasy.
Yeah. All right, so that was our list. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below on what features you think are absolutely technologically needed and were a good advancement versus the ones that you think we could do without.
And if you come to our dealership for a trade-in on your vehicle and you have a fluffy steering wheel, I'm removing $500 from the estimated trade-in value amount because that is gross. That's it for today's video, you guys.
I think they're cute, so go on, but it's fine.
I know
Anyways,
you guys do not be washing your hands as much as you should, and that is a biohazard. Anyway.
On that note, thank you guys so much for listening to us talk about something maybe you found enjoyable. Jury's out on that one. But please, we're begging you, like this video and please subscribe. We're also begging you. It costs nothing. And you can tell by the amount of work that we do. Anyways, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.